100 miles from home because it's hard for me to say no to customers who can't find a wallpaper installer. So now, let's talk about preparing your walls. Can you do me a favor, all of you? You know, years and years ago, when they used to wean little babies off of the mother from nursing, they used to put something unsavory for the baby to develop a dislike for that form of nutrition. And it worked. Take your sanding blocks and throw them out. Your lungs don't need it anymore. They don't, because you're going to become a great skim coater from watching my channel. You're going to take the instruction I give you. You're going to go on a wall in your home, in a closet. You're going to practice over and over again. If you do that, I guarantee you, if you practice 10 times, you will become a skim coater. You'll graduate. You're a skim coater. If you do it 20 times, you'll become expert. And I truly mean it. 20 times you do one wall, 8 wide by 8 high, you'll become an expert. And you'll just get better and better as an expert. How do we clean the burrs off of a skim coat? Now let's use our heads. If we were painting the wall after a skim coat, would it have to be perfect? Yes. But if your wall is 98% and not 100%, and you're putting wallpaper over it, does it have to be perfect? No. There are 2 types of skim coat, one for painting and one for wallpaper. Now you would have to charge more if you were doing a skim coat for a paint job. We're talking about skim coating for wallpaper. Let me turn the camera around and show you something. If you find yourself gouging the wall, hold the blade like this. See how close the blade is? There's no way you're going to gouge the wall like this. It's when you start doing this. Bring it down like this. Back and forth. See that line right there? Can you see it in the camera? It's like right here. Yeah. Right like this. You can press here with your thumb, but you don't want to accentuate the angle to get more bend on this, because you'll gouge it. Even though it's dry, you just put this compound on. Keep that blade right up against the compound. You see in the corner there? All right? Just like that. This is what I do. It's a quick motion like this. I'll do it in slow motion. I saw a YouTube video recently. I'm subscribed to the guy on YouTube. Check this out. There's a lot of things that we believe today because of what's called positivism. So we tend to believe that somebody is telling us the truth because they simply say it. And in fact, a lot of times people will justify what they tell you to believe because they indirectly say, well, I'm saying it. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. There is a guy on YouTube who's got, I believe he's either got 1 million followers or he gets millions of views on his videos. So like everybody else, I just assume the guy is a real expert, and he's actually a general contractor in Canada. So he has a video on wallpaper, and it says, this is easy. And he features a geometric pattern, the most difficult wallpaper you can hang today in certain circumstances. So I watched the video. I want to know about people who find this easy, who aren't wallpaper installers. Now he's hanging the wallpaper around a window. Listen, I've got several videos on this incredible task. So I was immediately piqued to interest when I saw this, and rightly so. Let me tell you something right now. Folks, challenge me. Tell me I'm wrong when I'm wrong. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. This guy, with all due respect, actually, he doesn't deserve any respect for what he's doing. He's misleading people. First of all, cleverly, he installs half of the... He says in the beginning of the video that he's going to teach us how to hang wallpaper. And then, after he's struggling with this wallpaper, and I'm telling you, he didn't do really a lot to hide the fact that he was struggling. I mean, his tools are all over the place. He doesn't keep them together. A wallpaper hanger knows, oh, that's time consuming to keep putting your smoother over there and going back to, I mean, you know, I'm not trying to put the guy down. These people are on YouTube telling you how to hang wallpaper. And it's just something over which I have expert information, only because I've dedicated an extensive part of my life to this. I mean, we all have to make a living, right? Well, some people don't, right? But you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he's telling people this is easy, and he chooses the most difficult wallpaper with which to mislead his people. So I was watching it, and I honestly enjoyed it immensely. I was hysterical laughing based on all of the things he was telling people to do. And, see that? I put LOL. No, yeah, I put LOL in the video. LOL. Oh my gosh, Spencer just taught himself something new. All right. I put it back down. So anyway, check this out. I hope you're enjoying this part of the video. Listen, so many of you are giving me nice comments and compliments. I appreciate it. I really do. But anyway, getting back to this, and the guy, listen, he's making money on YouTube, this fellow. And that's what bothers me about it. Look, folks, I can tell you about painting and hanging wallpaper. I can tell you about framing a wall, but it's only going to be based on information that other experts provide. I can say, oh yeah, I know how to frame a wall because I watched blah, 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 you know? But this guy is pawning himself off as an expert. And folks, I'm telling you right now, the only things I share with you are the things I know, based on how I messed up and learned the hard way, or things that people have asked me that they don't know. And I learned it a long time ago. I said, of course I'll do a video on that. So anyway, the fun part of the whole story is this. He says, this is easy. Now, Spencer Colgan and every one of his colleagues knows differently. This is not easy. And it's kind of funny. You want to go LOL repeatedly when somebody says this is easy. It's also an insult to the expertise of paper hanging. It's an arrogance for somebody who doesn't hang wallpaper to pick it up and, you know, get the tools off of Amazon he's talking about. Now remember, this guy's got 1 million viewers, I think. So he's out there telling people, yeah, you get this, you get that. And then he takes this gadget that somebody sold him. A wallpaper installer would never buy it. Never buy it. It's a gadget that looks like an iron. You know, you iron your shirt. It's this gadget that he starts rubbing on the wallpaper. He actually starts using it. He says, this is how you flatten it out. And I start getting hysterical laughing because it's the last thing when you flatten out your wallpaper, you're also moving it. He's going in a circular motion. I was like, oh my goodness, he's gonna take the color off of this thing. And it's not how you flatten out your wallpaper. You flatten out your wallpaper with a slick piece of plastic, you know, and very few other things. And so I wish I were the guy actually selling him the tools that he was using in that video. I would have made some money off of him too. Anyway, the kicker is this. Check this out. Check this out. You're gonna love this. He says, this is easy, right? And he never finished the job. He never. He said, I guess he found out. It's probably a studio wall, you know what I'm saying? And he's just so used to getting praised and adored by all of these people. And believe me, I've watched this stuff, and you know what? You know, I don't have the time to watch a lot of YouTube videos, but you know, I'm always learning. Hey, you want a good YouTube channel? The Honest Carpenter. Guy's good. He's good. So, yeah, he says, this is easy. So I put a link into his video. This is easy. You know, I put a link of my wraparound window job in this video. And I said, hey, listen, please don't do that to your viewers. If they want to know how to wallpaper around a window, please. And I said it nicely, you know, I'm not a know-it-all, but I do know two things. I know how to wrap wallpaper around a window, and every window's different because every wallpaper is different. So you employ different tricks and tips to get that around the window, okay? So I said, let them take a look at this. You know, I was angry that here he is on YouTube. You know what that's like? Okay, one of you out there is a dental hygienist. Can you imagine me having the nerve to go into the people you serve and say, this is easy. Here, you get one of these, you get one of these, you know, and he's very nonchalant. And I got to be honest with you, I was quickly dismayed. I was dismayed by his attitude. And I want to go back to the original theme, what I said, positivism. He must not be as good as I thought he was in those things of which he has expertise. Because I lost confidence in him. I actually did. I lost confidence in him. And I'm not trying to get anybody to stop looking it up and have a YouTube war. No. I don't want to have an argument with anybody. But the nerve of the guy to be telling people that this is easy. Hey, I'll stop making these videos. I lose about an hour on the job when I make a video. At least an hour. Not to mention the 45 minutes at home that it takes to edit these videos. This is easy. This guy is a capital IDIOT. I have to say. You know, just stick with the things over which you have expertise. That's it. That's all we're supposed to do. Once you go beyond that, you show yourself off to be a person who's lacking in credibility. No, people, even though I say you can do this after you watch the video. But I can assure you, this is not easy. Okay? You have to fail first in order for your work to be easy. You have to fail at this because there's two components of learning. There is the classroom and there is the field. And without the classroom, the field will take twice the time to learn what you would have learned in the classroom. And without the field, the classroom is just a book with a nice teacher who doesn't do it anymore. Now, before we attempt to apply the wallpaper, let's just look around and see if there's anything that will interfere with the beauty of our wallpaper. Now look, if you have textured wallpaper, you're perfect here. This is perfection. But we're dealing with a peel and stick, which tends to be, as you know, thin material. You think that'll have an impact? You bet. You'll love your work if you just, now look, this doesn't need to be even wiped off. You just let that go, that's it, you're done there. But you want to just get anything that's unusual. And we're not talking any prep after this. We're done after this. Okay? It's so smooth that you're not repairing this after you're done doing what I'm doing here. You're just tooling the job, okay? Not crazy about that little divot. But this is a quick application. You go around and you literally just spot check. And I'm telling you, you'll get some name out there in the field as somebody who really cares. I got a little advice for you. When you just start out in your business, don't look to make so much money. Don't look to make so much money because it's the wrong goal. What you should be looking to do when you just start out in a business, a service business, is to be the most honest, reliable person that people can get a hold of. I'm telling you right now, if you're looking to make the money, you're going to anger people. Oh, they're not going to say anything about your desire to make money. They're going to say, this guy rushed. Because I'm from New York. There's a ton of contractors up there running around, contracting 5 jobs, and not enough time to complete the jobs. And so I saw that rat race up in New York. And they wind up, a lot of those guys wind up going out of business because they're just super unethical. So let me stress again. You take the time to do this. You got all these social platforms today where people who have lots of time to get on the internet and blog about this or that. Well, guess what? If you're good, they're blogging about you. And if you're bad, they're blogging about you. So if your goal is literally the best that you can do, 1 out of 10 people are going to take notice out of it. So in a month, you got 3 people who really appreciate what you did. Theoretically, you know, the numbers. You add that up over a year, you got lots of people recommending you. But if you don't look to get these things taken care of before you do the job, you're just a guy or gal going from one job to the next, really not doing your potential. What pleasure would you get out of doing your job without doing it to your fullest potential. Do you know what I'm saying? In other words, for those of us who can do better, and we don't, who's benefiting from that? Not your customer, not you. So you got to ask yourself, why am I doing it? Why am I doing less than what I'm capable of doing? So anyway, when you first start out in the service business, don't plan on making a ton of money, but plan on being the guy or the girl who's known for reliability and honesty, decency. That's really what you want to do. Now, here's another problem. If you price your work out too low, you're going to get recommended to 10 people and they're all going to want the same price. I'm not saying to let your price be affected by your desire to provide the best. I said your objective should not be to make lots of money. Fortunately, as you get established, you are really able to name your price, so to speak. And so don't misunderstand what I'm saying about price. If your goal is, I'm going to make a lot of money, you know, like an ignorant child will say, I want to be a doctor. Why is that? They make a lot of money. You hear that often, right? So if you're making a lot of money, doing work to the best of your ability, great. But if you get stuck on a job because something, you know, with the paper or whatever, you know what? Those snags are going to get you, they're going to make or break your name in the business. You make somebody unhappy because you failed to judge the job properly, or you used the wrong material, you made a mistake. Now you're at a job for 4 days that was only supposed to take 2, and you're cutting corners, and guess what? Not only do you know it, the customer knows it, and that's the worst situation you want to be in. Okay. And that's how you tool any imperfections. Okay? No sanding, no mess. Push it down nice and tight. Make sure this is wet, because the drier it is, it starts making ridges. Okay?